good win tonight. And look, I would say tonight was a night where the injury stuff just really, really put a damper on things coming into this game. There was so much anxiety. I felt it. There was a lot of anxiety. The Mitch news hitting, the Hart news hitting, and then the town stuff coming out today. That was tough.
Crazy.
So right. So, to see them be, to bounce back and just get a win. And on both sides, you saw the Knicks were shorthanded. The Cavs were very shorthanded. So this was a reminder to say, you know what? Everybody just pump the brakes a little bit, allow the team to gel and get it together, and let the chips fall where they may. And tonight, my thing was I'm looking at the rotations because, we saw so many rotations tonight. I couldn't even tell you all the combinations, all the permutations that Mike Brown put out there. Yeah. I couldn't tell you. Like, this was such a different Knick team, and it was so differently coached. Right? Like, at one point, you saw OG Anunoby at the starting five.
Oh, yeah. We would never have seen that under Tibbs, man. Never.
Yeah. So that really was my key takeaway tonight, was that the combinations that Mike Brown put in there, and everybody contributed. This was a full team effort and victory. You had 5 Knicks in double figures. Most impressive, I got to shout out the dog first and foremost. He set a good tone early with his efficiency. I thought the 14 rebounds was as big as his efficiency shooting and as his defense. The rebounds were tremendous tonight.
Huge.
Like, one thing we have to remember is that being down Josh Hart, Mitch, and Carl being limited, that's all your rebounds for the team.
Yep.
Those are all your guys that snatch the board. So to see the dog be able to go out there and get it, and as a team, I thought the Knicks really made a good effort rebounding as a team. That was good. Cap came on late, rusty early, was missing shots early. Rust factor kicked in. Cap came in, did what he had to do to close out the game. I thought Mikal Bridges set a good tone for this team on both ends. Defensively, offensively, getting into the passing lanes, getting the Knicks in transition buckets. Mikal Bridges, that was important for this team. Great job. I thought Huck Porty held it down in his minutes. Trey Jemison, his limited minutes, held it down. How about Tyler Kolek playing fourth quarter minutes? Tyler Kolek. Shout out to the creator. And this is the one thing that we can look forward to as, yes, we can say, oh man, it's unfortunate that Mitch and Josh are not here. But on the other side, it's like, hey, this is a time to see who's ready to step up here. Tyler Kolek, this was the first time. Look, when we saw Tyler playing last year, near the end of the year, this was when Brunson was primarily hurt. They were kind of in a different spot. But this first game of the season now, you're seeing Tyler play with core pieces here. He's feeding the dog. He's feeding OG. He's playing alongside Jalen. He's playing alongside Deuce. Those were major minutes for Tyler Kolek. And box score, I didn't really care what Tyler's box score was. I just want to see how he was going to approach things. And he was very aggressive out there, looking for his shot and looking to be a threat out there offensively, which is where I think he's going to have to shine. So Tyler looked good out there. So by and large, look, Spider was going to make his runs. He did that. Mobley did that as well. He played well. But, once I saw what the Cavs were working with coming into this game, I knew there was no way that the Knicks should have lost this game. And they ended up weathering the storms, weathering the runs, and they got the job done. They got the win.
Yeah, they got the win. Used 11 players deep. I mean, there's just a lot to like about. I know it's just game one, and I don't want to go crazy out the window as some people were on the line tonight, but I get it. but there's a lot to be inspired by from what we saw tonight from the Knicks, man, and just a lot of stuff to work off of. And the fact, once again, that Brunson and Cat even play their best basketball, and that we came out here and competed with the Cavs in the manner that we did, there should be some optimism to what this Knicks team can be. And you know that Mike Brown wants to continue to tweak this team to play perfect basketball and however he envisions it. So there's still a lot to go. But the one thing I want to circle back to, CP, was the rebounding. Because when I spoke to Ethan yesterday, or 2 days ago when I did the preview for Knicks Cavs, I said, if we don't have Mitch and Hart, I'm concerned about how our rebounding is going to shake out. Because last year, the Knicks were not a great rebounding team, which is an anomaly typically under a Tom Thibodeau-led team.
Yeah.
But to out-rebound this team who had Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, 48-32. I mean, that's how you're winning the ball game right there. You're controlling the glass and controlling possessions.
Yeah, and you could see it, man. As a team, they knew that where they were shorthanded, other guys had to step up. And overall, I liked how this team rebounded as a team. I liked how they defended. I thought their shifts were on point. A lot of their rotations were crisp. It seemed like you could see from afar. I wasn't that close to the action, but close enough to see where I thought their communication seemed to be on point. So you just saw a good spirit on the defensive side to lock off possessions and end possessions by snatching the board. So it was really a next man up mentality. OG set the tone early and never relented. Like I said, I thought Huck did his thing, but several times throughout this game, Jemison only got like 10 minutes. Huck didn't even get that much minutes. He did go with Cat at the 5 at times, and he ended up, Jemison was at the 5 at times, and then he went with OG at the 5 at times. So, again, this is different. It was very interesting to look over. Wifey told me at the time, but it's like, man, like it's kind of crazy to see Mike Brown on the sidelines because we're carrying over from last year, being at the Garden and getting used to seeing Tibbs so much on the sidelines. This was different in so many respects, but great job by them getting the W.
Absolutely, man. Great job by them. Let me ask you this question. When Hart and Mitch do come back, what is it going to look like, man? What do you expect to see? Do you expect to see 11 still? How do you see things shaking out?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Tonight Jalen did I think he got around 34 minutes, and he did talk about the minutes, and he tried to say, well, some people making a big deal out of it. Yeah, maybe not. But look, obviously those guys are going to get in there. I think Mike Brown is still trying to figure out what he has here. And that's what we saw here tonight. We saw 11 Knicks players play in the first half. 11 Knicks players. And that's what I mean when I say what we see here right now is totally different. We saw 11 guys play here, and Shamet got in before Clarkson got in.
Yes. Yeah.
Kolick was logging major fourth quarter minutes. So it was interesting to see Clarkson's spot in the rotation, but that could change later on in the season. That could change tomorrow. We just don't know. I'm enjoying this, though. Seeing, the different guys and the different rotations that Mike Brown is deploying here and seeing what works. Now's the time. And Al, you had mentioned this a couple weeks back when we were previewing the season. Like, how often is he going to continue to tinker with these lineups, to tinker with the rotation, so on and so forth? And we saw that tonight. It was really surprising to see, the different guys playing tonight.
For sure. Go ahead, CK. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's what this part of the season is for. Like, you know what I mean? Especially when you got a new regime, you got new players in the rotation. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You got to figure out who those guys are gonna be, what your guys can do when we do get to the April and the Marches when it's time to lock in for playoffs. You don't want to have to figure it out then if we have injuries, like who does what. This is the time to do it, and that's why I'm like you said, it's just a lot of fun to see the learning and the development of these guys. We talked about at the top, CP, about Tyler Kolek, how poor kid was getting killed all offseason because of the terrible summer league, because of the terrible preseason. And none of that mattered because in a game where that mattered against a team we couldn't beat last year, the kid showed up. And that's what this is all about. So look, man, Mike Brown, he's making fans, and he's making them in a hurry with Knicks fans. And I feel like tonight was a good start.
Let's go to J. Cal.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
All right. It's time to overreact, guys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. This game tells us everything we need to know. Tibbs cost us. I'm going to get a little Tibbs slander here. And I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up the rest of the season. I'm not going to bring up Randall being stoned for half the games. I'm not bringing up mid-J. I put that to bed. But we have to let it. This is therapy for all of us. We got to get it out right now. Tibbs cost us a trip to the finals. He cost us a trip to the finals. Not saying we would have gotten the chip, but we should have been in the finals last year. He cost us that. Why did he cost us that? Because everybody in the KnicksFanTV community could have coached a better offensive. Oh my God. I mean, guys, it was obvious. We spent 500 hours last year talking about why is OG not getting any looks? Why is Brunson playing iso ball when we're up 15 points in the third quarter? Why did we bring Bridges here if we're not going to let him run around and run amok and hit this mid-range? Why are there no pick and rolls? Why is there no off-ball screens? It's a disaster. Brown played more people tonight than Tibbs played last season.
Yeah, sure did. 11 in the first half.
He played 11 people in the first half.
The soul. The Black Ranger said that sigh was from the soul.
Right. Right. We all felt that, man.
Listen, Tibbs, man, just OG tonight was unleashed. Look what he did.
Yeah.
Double. He's running amok. How many steals did he have? 2 or 3? 12 rebounds, 14 rebounds. He was running amok. The ball was moving. And Brunson had a terrible night, and we controlled the entire game. Cat had an okay night. We controlled this entire game. They had the best player on the court in Spider, and we controlled them. There has been no degradation of our defensive ability. The intensity is still there, but the offense has been unleashed. The ball's moving. There are plays being set. Even if there's not plays being set, these guys know what to do. He cost us a trip to the finals this year. We're going to win 58 games this year. Everybody's going to stay healthy because they're not going to be playing 42 minutes.
Yeah.
They're not going to be worn out. We don't need the minute police. We're going to police ourselves. We're going to play 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. 11 people played in the game. The bench is going to be engaged. People are going to be fighting for minutes. We're going to the finals, everybody.
Your favorite TV shows are on YouTube. Enjoy fan favorites.
We're fighting for minutes. We're going to the finals, everybody. We're going to the finals. We are going to run through the East like a samurai sword through butter. We are going to demolish everybody. On Friday night, we're going to beat the Celtics by 30 points. We're going to have 2 or 3 all-stars on this team. And Tibbs is the reason we didn't go to the finals last year. Disgraziad, Tibbs. And then for him to have the audacity to go to Boston, family show Tibbs. Family show Tibbs.
That's nasty work.
Let's go.
Family show Tibbs. Disgraziad. He's not allowed in the Garden. He's not allowed in New York. There is no coming back after he went to Boston. Enough. Total disgrace. I'm so glad we're back, but I'm not bringing it up again.
Let's go.
This is it. We put Tibbs to bed. He's dead to us. He's dead to us. It's a new era, guys. The boys are going to be able to run. Did you see them running, CP?
Yeah.
They're running.
It was different. It looked good. It really did. It really
They're
did.
running.
Yeah.
You know why they're running? Because it's not going to end up with 12 seconds of Brunson ISO. I love those 12 seconds when it's the fourth quarter. You can bring him in for the clutch moments, clutch player of the year. Of course, use him like that. But we don't need to use Brunson like that. 20 offensive possessions, a game where OG and Bridges are like, and Cat are like, why did you bring us here? Why are we here? Why are we on the Knickerbockers if we're not allowed to score? If you're not going to run a play for us, we're going to the finals. It's going to be a 56-58 burger season, and Tibbs is dead to us. That's it. I'm done.
Let's go.